On February 28, 2026, a major military escalation unfolded in the Middle East as the United States and Israel launched a coordinated strike against the Islamic Republic of Iran. Multiple explosions were reported across Iran, including in the capital, Tehran, where residents heard blasts and smoke rose above the city's skyline. According to official statements, the offensive represents a preemptive military operation aimed at neutralizing what Washington and Jerusalem describe as imminent threats posed by Iran's missile and nuclear programs. Israeli defense officials confirmed that the operation was initiated early Saturday morning, describing it as preemptive strikes targeting strategic military infrastructure in Tehran and other key Iranian cities. Reports indicate that Iranian air defense systems were activated, and Tehran's airspace was placed on high alert, with sirens sounding across several urban districts. The strikes have reportedly hit multiple locations in Iran beyond the capital. Iranian media and international outlets have reported explosions and missile impacts in cities including Isfahan, Atqom/Lorestan Karaj, Kermanshah, and Tabriz, with debris and smoke visible over several regions. Iran has closed its national airspace in response to the attack. The Iranian government has categorically condemned the attacks, characterizing them as a violation of its sovereignty. Iran's leadership, including Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was reported to have been moved to secure locations as a precautionary measure while national defense forces mobilize. Tehran's officials have stated that the country will respond forcefully to the offensive. In direct retaliation to the strikes, Iran launched ballistic missiles targeting US and allied military bases across the Persian Gulf region. These missiles were reported heading toward facilities in Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and Jordan, countries that host US forces and strategic assets. Authorities in these states confirmed interceptions by air defense systems, although at least one civilian fatality was reported in Abu Dhabi as a result of shrapnel from the missiles. The US and its partners in the region also faced disruptions. Several nations temporarily closed their airspace, leading to cancellations and rerouting of international flights. Major carriers such as Emirates, Etihad, and Qatar Airways were among those affected, as global airlines adjusted routes to avoid the escalating conflict zone. The joint US-Israeli action, identified by some international sources as part of a planned military campaign involving months of preparation, comes amid prolonged tensions between Tehran and Western allies. Relations have been strained by disputes over Iran's nuclear ambitions, ballistic missile development, and involvement in regional conflicts. Diplomatic efforts earlier this year sought to avert such confrontation, but negotiations reportedly stalled over limitations on missile capabilities. Across Iran, civilians have expressed shock and fear, with long queues forming at gas stations and families attempting to reach safer areas as explosions echoed through cities. Reports from eyewitnesses describe widespread panic and uncertainty as the conflict intensified, with residents concerned for their safety and that of their children. In Israel, authorities declared a nationwide state of emergency. Sirens sounded in major population centers, and civilians were instructed to seek shelter as Iranian missiles approached Israeli territory in some engagements. Though many were intercepted, the heightened alert reflects the seriousness of the situation and the potential for further escalation. International reactions are beginning to emerge as global leaders call for restraint amid fears of broader regional conflict. The United Nations and other diplomatic bodies have issued statements urging de-escalation, even as the reality on the ground suggests that hostilities could continue for days or weeks. Humanitarian concerns are also growing, with civilian casualties and displacement expected to rise if the conflict expands. This unfolding crisis marks one of the most serious military confrontations in the Middle East in years. As both sides exchange hardline statements and military actions, the situation remains highly volatile. Governments around the world continue to monitor developments closely, particularly the potential impact on global oil markets, security alliances, and international travel. This is a developing story. More information will become available as events continue to unfold.